Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your February 2021 mid-month general reading. We're looking at the last 2 weeks of February, and this reading is for the water sign of Cancer, our lovely crabs. Welcome everyone. I hope you're all safe and well. Thanks for taking the time to tune in today, for hitting that like button, that subscribe button, for sharing, for your support, feedback, and comments. Thank you. So this reading is for Cancer for the last 2 weeks of February 2021. That is if your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign is in Cancer. Also if you're cross-watching for a Cancerian, it's all relevant. Of course, it's a general reading, so it's going to resonate a little differently for everyone. Watch all of your signs if you know them for additional insight. And if you do find that any of the readings resonate with you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, take a deeper look at something, you can get my contact information by clicking on the description link below, clicking on that little arrow. You'll see my email address there, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you. I do offer a wide variety of readings, and I do readings full time. It's all that I do, so I'm pretty diligent about working with your schedule and mine to get those readings set up as quickly as possible. So email me if you're interested. I'd be most happy to hear from you. Okay, Cancer, let's see what the last 2 weeks of February have in store for you. Cancer. All right, Cancer, we begin with the Magician, the Manifestor, the Entrepreneur, with the Eight of Wands. Wow. We have the Emperor, followed by the Page of Swords, the Star, followed by the Devil, and from the bottom of the deck, overall energy is the Ten of Cups, the Happy Home card. So this is your overall energy and focus for the last 2 weeks of February, which is beautiful. The Ten of Cups is the happy home, happily ever after, the white picket fence. Whatever it is your white picket fence image is, you know. Marriage, home, harmony, children, childbirth. Tens represent cycle fulfillment, cycle endings. That doesn't necessarily mean endings in terms that it leaves and you go on to something else. It can represent just a cycle fulfillment. You know, the tens in the tarot represent the absolute most of the energy of that suit. Cups is water, it's emotional energy. The Ten of Cups represents feeling like you're at a place where everything has finally come together. Home, happiness, harmony, marriage, children, family. Whatever that white picket fence, happy home means to you. It's the overall energy. Beautiful. Looks like you are manifesting your little butt off, Cancer. I mean, we have the Magician here who's worked really hard to get to a place where he has knowledge, experience, and control over the four elements. He has a long road behind him, and he's now at a place where he is the Magician. He knows how to take what he thinks and what he dreams about and combine those with his own talents, the hard work to manifest what he wants into physical reality. And the Eight of Wands, which is fast movement, communication, travel. Some of you might be traveling to, I feel like for a lot of you this is in work. It might be I mean, your focus is, you know, happy home, happy family, and it might be something to do with that as well. But I feel like also for some of you, something is happening that's a real boost to you in work and career, especially if you own your own business. Sometimes this represents electronic communication. This might be a little similar to Leo's too, so maybe some of you are on the Cancer-Leo cusp. Some of you, it can be electronic communication. Maybe some of you are talking on podcasts, talking on radio, something of that sort. Others of you, you might be traveling to manifest something, or having a lot of conversations about what you do. For some of you, it might be being able to at last powerfully manifest whatever your happy home situation is. But I do feel like for most of you, this Magician and the Eight of Wands has something to do with your work, your career, your business of some kind. There's a lot of movement in it for the last 2 weeks of February. Positive movement. It's actually helping you manifest more of what you want for your work or your career path or your business. And then we have the Emperor and the Page of Swords. The Emperor could be an Aries, could be a father or a father figure, or somebody in your life, maybe romantic, who's older. Um, the Emperor is typically somebody who's older, of seniority, status, decision-making abilities, somebody who pretty much has already worked to build their life, um, in a courtroom, the emperor would be the judge. In a company, this would be like the CEO, the VIP. This is somebody who's already built his empire. So it's probably somebody older and somebody who's worked really hard all of their life to get to a place of status and seniority and being the emperor. Very controlled, disciplined, responsible, accountable, sometimes can be on the rigid side because of that. Might be an Aries, and it might be a father or a father figure as well. Some of you, it might be a romantic partner. The Emperor has also the Page of Swords, which is interesting because the Page of Swords, pages are in the process of learning, of gathering information and knowledge and trying to figure out how to apply it to the path that they're on. But they're kind of in the early stages, they're like students, apprentices, they're still in school. It's interesting because the Emperor may be learning a lesson here, learning a lesson. It could be too that for some of you Cancers, the Emperor might be spying on you or keeping an eye on you or following you or gathering information on you. That could be anything from, your boss kind of really paying attention to you. Maybe that's why there's all this advancement and movement and work. It could be a father checking up on you, but again, it could be a partner as well, learning something. We'll clarify that. It's kind of like the Emperor, if it's not like somebody keeping an eye on you kind of energy, it's kind of like the Emperor going to school or learning a lesson that he hasn't learned before. In spite of the fact that he's the Emperor, there's something he hasn't learned yet that he needs to learn or is going to be learning. And then we have the Star and the Devil, which I actually like because the Devil, of course, is profound imbalance, toxic, negative cycles. It represents kind of a merry-go-round that's very difficult to get off, whether it's actual literal addictions like drugs, alcohol, gambling, sex, shopping, relationships, negative relationships, power and control. Whatever it is, the Devil represents being caught in a negative cycle that's tempting. There's like temptation, vices, obsessions. It's difficult to get out of it because there's something about it that keeps drawing us back, right? And I like that the Star is over it because the Star represents restored and renewed hope, faith, and optimism. In the tarot, in a deck of tarot cards chronologically, the Star is what comes after the Tower. The Tower is like unexpected events, comes in like often, not always, but often it represents the ending or destruction or something breaking down because it was fundamentally flawed to begin with. And then the smoke clears, the rubble gets cleared away, and then the energy of the Star comes next. This is where restored hope, faith, and optimism, winter after spring, light after darkness, so there's hope here about or over or after some kind of negative toxicity in your life. And that's an indication, because I feel like there's this Emperor person is someone that you're in a relationship with, somebody external to you, it's not you, someone you're in a relationship with. Now, because this is a general reading, the nature of that relationship is going to vary. Some of you it might be a father, some of you it might be a boss, some of you it might be perhaps an older partner. There's an implication with the Star that some kind of Tower card event or moment has happened with the two of you, and there's recovery and healing here from some kind of toxic and negative cycles, which is maybe why the focus is on the Ten of Cups. Let's clarify. Let's clarify the Eight of Wands and the Magician. Manifesting, lots of conversation, movement. Again, I feel like for a lot of you this has to do with like work, job, money, business, career. I feel like whatever's going on with these other four cards is separate from that. Again, there's a bit of a similarity here to Leo's reading. So some of you might be on that, the July or Cancer Leo cusp, or maybe have a lot of both in your natal charts. Okay, we had two jump out. The Nine of Pentacles, yeah, independence, self-sufficiency, self-empowerment on a financial and material level. Business is going to be quite good for you and also makes you feel good, self-confident, empowered. Some of you, again, might be speaking to an audience of some kind about what you do. Here we have the Magician again, so we have the Magician twice because I'm using a different deck to clarify. So maybe you are speaking to people about how you do what you do, how you got to where you got to. I'm getting that because I got that for Leo too. But either way you look at it, manifesting, business, work, career, there's some really good things happening for you in the last half of February. That area of your life looks very good. Okay, let's clarify this Page of Swords. Why is the Page of Swords energy with the Emperor? I feel like this Emperor is learning something, learning a lesson. Again, for a smaller portion of you, the Page of Swords is sometimes the spy card. So, you know, the paying attention, looking behind the scenes, trying to get information. It might be for some of you that whoever this Emperor is in your life might be trying to, you know, find out things about you or, you know, get some information on you. The Ace of Cups. The Queen of Cups. So either this Emperor is someone that you're in a relationship with, romantic or otherwise. I suppose it could be a father figure kind of checking up on you. It might be that they may be worried or thinking that you have somebody new or you started something new or you found someone new, and so they're kind of, you know, maybe trying to spy or gather information. For others, this Emperor is someone that you're in relationship with in some way, and they are learning a lesson that they haven't learned before. The challenges of love, the struggles of learning about true love, what true love really is. The Emperor, in spite of all his stability and structure and routine and all of that, maybe that Emperor there was something that he didn't learn on his quest to become the Emperor and like control everything. And you know, it may be that he's learning how to, you know, open his heart up again with you, because this is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This is you, Cancer. So it's one of the two for some of you. You're definitely in a relationship with this Emperor, but being a general reading, the nature of that relationship will differ. Let's clarify the Devil. What is the nature of this imbalance or toxicity that there appears to be hope for? Clarify the Devil. The Nine of Swords, stress, anxiety, worry, insomnia, worrying about an unknown future, not knowing what's going to happen, being caught in the same merry-go-round over and over and over again. The Nine of Wands, pushing through, feeling discouraged, feeling like you need to give up. The Ten of Cups, again, the Happy Home card. So it's about, okay. So the overall energy and focus for you is on whatever it is your white picket fence, your Happy Home card is. And the toxicity, previous toxicity, and there's a strong indication here, both with the Devil, because addictions don't happen overnight. The Nine of Wands, the nines, you know, it's chronological, right? We all begin with the Ace. You don't ever get to a 9 and 10 without having to go through the previous numbers first. So there is some indication here that this situation is a long-standing situation. This is not a new situation. This is a cycle you've been going through over and over and over again. And the nature of the cycle has been, at least for you, you know, can I get through this? Just when I feel like we've gotten somewhere, something else comes up and we're right back where we started from. Worrying about the future. What's going to work out? How's this going to work out? And it has something to do with home and family or marriage, maybe. Maybe the Emperor, just because he's showing up as the Emperor, could just represent his chronological age and the physical structure of his life. His emotional life might be in a mess. It might be that, you know, maybe you've been caught in an emotional merry-go-round with this Emperor, or even an Aries person, because the Emperor does carry the Aries energy, you know, with what the Ten of Cups means. Maybe the two of you have different ideas of what the Ten of Cups means. Maybe one of you thinks it's, you know, marriage and traditional, and maybe you don't. And, you've been kind of, I feel like whatever the situation here is, before I just go rattling off down the rabbit hole, Cancer, it feels like it's been around whatever your vision of the happy home is, all this constant stress and just kind of going around. It appears that something has happened that is giving you a sense of restored and renewed hope, faith, and optimism. Let's clarify that star. Why the star card? What's bringing in this sense of renewed hope, faith, and optimism? The Six of Wands, victory, recognition. The Emperor again. And justice in the upright. The scales being evened out. What was wrong being made right. Balance restored. Here's a really specific message that might only be specific to just a handful of people out there. Maybe for some of you who have been in a relationship with this Emperor person, Emperor only by virtue of their age or what they've worked to build in the physical structure of their life, like financially, materially, they're fine. But maybe on an emotional level, they're not. And maybe something has happened with you recently, or will be in the last 2 weeks of February, Cancer, where you're getting recognition in some way in your own right, separate from your relationship with this other person. And perhaps that's put, perhaps it's put the fear of God into this Emperor person, and now all of a sudden he's realizing, learning a lesson, actually a lesson perhaps that he hasn't learned yet, and what it actually really takes to have you in his life, and actually perhaps even believing in that Ten of Cups, that happy home energy. Maybe he quit doing it in the past, or she. Perhaps it's because of the recognition that you're getting that maybe it's causing him to have some fear and insecurity, and he wants to do the right thing, the Emperor thing. So he's making decisions to bring things into balance. I mean, it might have to do with marriage, or making it actually legal, real, conventional, put it that way. Because for as much as he might go a little crazy sometimes, the Emperor at the end of the day really likes to live in a world where everything runs in a conventional, on-time, kind of structured sort of way. For others of you for whom this has nothing to do with love and romance, like that's not an issue in your life, it would all be about work and career. It would be about some kind of opportunity to come in that helps balance out, perhaps the up and down nature of your job, work, or business due to some kind of recent recognition or public exposure of some kind, perhaps where you were talking, that actually brings in enough to stabilize that area of your life. That's what I'm seeing. Any way you look at it, at the end of the day, it's a beautiful reading, a very positive effect on home and family. So Cancer, that is your reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope it at least made sense, and that you found it helpful and useful, because ultimately that's why we do these readings. Again, if any of this resonates with you and you would like to reach out, take a deeper look at something, get a personal reading, click on the description link below, click on that little arrow, you'll see my email address there, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to hear from you. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the March 2021 general readings. Until then, stay safe and well and be blessed. Hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.